In this video, I want to share with you a very simple three-bucket system that if you follow it, you can use your commission income from working in tech sales to become a millionaire. How can I say that? It's because I follow this proven strategy, and just of this year, I'm on the verge of exceeding seven figures and personal net wealth. So it's been working for me, and I want to share with you. It'll work for you too. So basically, there's three main buckets. I have my notes here to the left, right? If you're looking while I'm looking down, the three main buckets you're going to use as you kind of work in tech sales and you're kind of earning your income, earning your commission checks, is in order to build that net wealth that you're looking for to have the financial freedom or the net worth of seven figures that most people aspire to have, and just having that freedom that comes with that, and independence, and obviously the choices that comes with that. So the first bucket, whenever you get money from your work, your earnings and tech sales, commissions, payouts, is savings, having cash reserves. Now, the percentages that for each bucket I'll talk about, that's up to you. As a very baseline, I think 10% of your income that you earn should be saved and put in savings. But I get it. Everybody's starting from different situations. More than the percentage is the actual habit of doing this. Even if it's 1% of your earnings that you can put to savings, it's still a good start. So why is saving so important? It's because the one thing that determines the most powerful way to determine one's ability to earn wealth is ability to save. And there's a great book called The Psychology of Money, and it basically says that building wealth is as little to do with your income or investment rate, and a lot to do with your savings rate. So the more you can increase your savings from your tech sales earnings and commissions and put it into a savings, save it away, that's going to give you the path to get to wealth. Now, savings alone will make you wealthy, but it will help you have the resources to make moves and become wealthy. Just 1 second before we go back to the video. If you're having challenges with pipeline, you want to have a predictable way to build pipeline every single month to self-source your own deals as an AE, then I want to offer you a free workshop you can check out by clicking the link below. We'll walk through 5 simple frameworks able to build pipeline fast, month after month, quarter after quarter, without having to triple your activity. If that sounds interesting to you, check out my free workshop below. Click the link below. Just add your email, get instant access to watching the free workshop. Now let's go back to the video. You can be able to invest and buy a house, or other things we'll talk about later on in this video. But the most important thing, first of all, is to start saving money. And the best one I recommend you do is make it automatic. So you might have your main bank account here, where your paycheck goes into, and have an automatic deduction from that into a separate online bank account, or a different account within your same main branch. Make sure it's just automatic. So you're just doing your work every week, every month, and the savings goes away. You're not even seeing it, almost like how the government taxes you. And but after 2 or 3 or 4 paychecks, we have a bit of money. Now you can go to the second step. So the second bucket that you want to be able to excuse me, focus on is your personal development, self-improvement, and that second bucket. So once again, the percentages of how much you want to take from your commissions and put towards that is up to you, but this is very, very important because your personal development will help you to basically increase your earning power. Now, as a sales rep, you can invest in yourself, in your mindset, in your skill set, in your business acumen, in your health. All these things will have an impact on your networking. All will have an impact on your ability to earn more money. But I'll just list a couple of things you should be taking some money every paycheck, saving away to invest in your personal development. It could be going to conferences. It could be reading books, buying books, reading books, taking online courses. It could be getting a coach, a sales coach. It could be sales training, like a group training. It could be joining a mastermind, and mastermind of other AEs that are all together who are having the same common goal. Excuse me. Or keep investing in tools or software that may be helpful for you to become better. It could be maybe getting a Calendly account. Maybe if your company doesn't have Calendly, it could be investing in something. I know a friend of mine, he invests in something called Chat AE, which basically takes the ChatGPT, but it has like an AE wrapper to it. So it kind of frames your workflow as if you're an account executive in tech sales. So that's a big area, and this is where you're really gonna get your income, the cash flow coming into your life. The better you can be better at selling, the better money you can earn. Now, like I said, it could be taking a copywriting course on how to write better emails. It could be how to listen better, right? There's multiple ways you can get a gym membership, as long as you're investing in yourself, right? Because you should view yourself as if you're a business. That's the way you should look at yourself. You're my name's Ian, so it's Ian Inc. So I'm investing in Ian Inc. That's the best, highest return right there is Ian Inc. Or whoever your name is, obviously. And think of yourself as Jennifer Inc. or Mark Inc. So you're investing in that. And then the third, so you're earning your income. Your skills are getting better, so you're closing better deals. You're working deals better. You're getting bigger deals, and getting your coaching. And the third thing now is that once you've gotten that pool of money, you're saving a bit of it on the side. Now it's the time to invest to build long-term wealth. Now it's the third bucket. It's called investing, building wealth. And there's basically three big buckets you can do that in. I mean, there's multiple ways to build wealth, really, but the three most common ways to build wealth across time is real estate, stocks, in your own business. I'll break through all three of them. So at the very core, it's about buying some kind of property, buying a condo, buying a house, whatever it is, but just get in the market. I had a story where this guy I knew, he was in tech sales, and I live in Toronto, so downtown Toronto, big city in Toronto. And he decided to wanted to get in the market to own real estate because owning real estate is going to build his wealth up. And he's a single guy, so he couldn't afford the housing in Toronto because it's kind of pricey, right? So he decided to buy a condo an hour outside Toronto in a small town called Cambridge, Ontario, where I grew up. And I was stunned. This is a millennial guy wanted to buy a condo in Cambridge, Ontario, of all places. But he did it because he could afford it and he wanted to get in the market. And that's the thing. Just get in the market. Get some piece of real estate. It could be a condo. It could be buying a house in a less desirable part of town. Not a ghetto, but maybe not so hip, or a smaller city. But the main thing is get in the marketplace. That's going to be one big way to build wealth. The second thing you need to do is invest in stocks. So as you know, you can go in the stock market and you can invest in stocks. I personally like the stock market in a way that I like to invest. A lot of people say invest in something called index funds. I get it. There's like a pool of hundreds of companies that you can invest in. The reason I don't like that is because I don't like paying fees when it comes to investing. So I have a strategy where I invest through a software called Wealthsimple, because I'm Canadian and Wealthsimple is Canadian. It allows me to invest in Canadian companies for free. But I only invest in Canadian companies that pay a dividend. So wherever you are in the world, focus on, my suggestion is when you buy stocks, focus on stocks that pay you a dividend. Don't try to go right away for those, for stocks that are like, speculation, because it's up and down. You have no clue. But stocks, usually the stocks that pay dividends are stable companies that have been around for many, many years. And you want to build long-term wealth. You want steady, boring businesses in sectors that are repeatable and sustainable, like food, real estate, utilities, energy, things of that nature. So that's what you invest in, or like those companies that banks, financial companies like banks. They've been around for hundreds of years. They've been paying dividends from. Yes, we want to invest in those kind of companies that pay dividends. And then the key thing is once you invest in dividend stocks, make sure you reinvest the dividend. So to get the dividend payout to you, reinvest it, reinvest it, reinvest it. So Wealth has a simple way. Wealth has a way of doing that. If you want looking for a platform, I'm not affiliate of the program at all. I just love the program, and you should check it out. Wealth Simple. And then the third in that bucket is your own business. Is your own business. So obviously, there's lots of ways to have your own business. Many ways. What I would say is that that's a third path that I would say honestly, very very few people have the patience, the focus, the consistency to build a business. It's not impossible, but I think so I would say the best way to do it, at least to get there, is to view your sales career, you as the business. You are the business. So you're investing in yourself and you're improving your earning power. With that earning power, you can invest in multiple streams. Like I said, you can invest in some stocks, invest in some real estate, and then that's going to get a lot of your wealth from that point, invest back in yourself, and so on and so forth. So the fourth thing that I wish I knew earlier in life that I'm pass on to you to learn is that all this sounds good on paper, and you definitely can be able to apply this properly and become a millionaire within 5 years working in tech sales. But the key thing is you have to be patient. One thing I've learned about life is that, and there's very few people, rich people know this, right? Is that time is the greatest form of leverage. Time is the greatest form of leverage. If you do something that's positive and productive and adds value, and you do it over and over and over again, let time be the lever that's going to exponentially grow what you're doing. It could be in tech sales, it can be in your investing, it can be in your health, but time. And the reality is most people on planet Earth are impatient. They don't wait along. They don't have the patience to wait for time to do the work. That's why very few people are rich, because they don't have the patience to invest and to wait and to see the things compound, right? So there's a couple of things I want to share with you about the concept of time from the book, the psychology of money. It says time is the most powerful force in investing. It makes little things grow big, and big mistakes fade away. It says here, if you want to be a better investor, the single most powerful thing you can do is increase your time horizon. A lot of people want to invest in things, but they want to see a return the first year, second year, third year. One of the biggest areas of my personal wealth is I used to work for a tech company called Clio. And part of that time there, I got some stock options. And after I left the company, I exercised those stock options after working there for 3.5 years. And thankfully, those stock options paid off. And the return I have on that is exponentially. And it's really, really a big part of my portfolio. But that only would have been possible. That only would have been possible if I was patient enough to actually go through my time at Clio, but also invest and be able to wait. I see so many people that are working in tech sales and they're hopping from company to company every 2 years. And they're missing out on what time can do. Time in the role, you'll make more money. Time in the role if you're in tech sales. And then the back end you get off that. Most tech companies offer stock options. So if you're in the company long enough, you get stock options. And I can honestly say there's other people around me in the company that just as smart as me, just work as hard as me, but they either quit or they got fired for some other reason. But they weren't a culture fit. But my point is that time. So those are the 3 buckets that I suggest that you take your commission checks and put into. Put some savings, have some cash reserves. Once that builds up a little bit, just do some personal development investing to really increase your skills and increase your earning power. And when that's flowing again, take some of those big chunks of money, invest it in a real estate, pick a piece of property, some stocks, even your own business. But if you keep applying those 3 buckets with your income, with your commission checks, and you apply time to it, you'll definitely have the chance to become a millionaire within 5 years in tech sales. I know because I'm on that path to get there, and I'm very close to achieving it. So I know if I can do it with all my mistakes, you watching this video will be ahead of me because you learn from one of my mistakes, and you'll do the same thing too. Take care.